Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about the little snafu there in the beginning. Just hit the wrong button. Had to start over. It happens. Just to start off the show, for the person that asked the question that probably won't get the answer, they asked when the Sony 8500 is going to come out and is it any better than the 9500? And we asked our good friend Jared, who works at Sony. It will be out in February, and it is basically the equivalent of the 6000, just a floating screen version of a 6000. So no, it is not going to be better than a 9500. Okay, so that's how we're going to start the show today. How is everybody doing? And welcome to Monday. Oh, you're watching the game? Did you download the app?
I did.
That's so sad. That's so
See?
sad.
Watch. I can connect it.
Connect what? Yes.
Without plugging it in.
Well, yes. That's not this though.
What is it?
You're connected to
To the stream. Yeah, okay, never mind.
Yeah, this is not.
I was like, why it looks so big?
And that is, yeah, you don't have to plug it. That's only so that we can share your screen.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. Good day, everyone. Hey, go ahead and get your questions in the queue, and we'll start sifting through those, or just let us know how you're doing in your part of the world. For example, hello from Africa. What's happening?
Wow, from Africa. Hello.
Yeah.
I want to go there.
Fang checking in, East Tennessee, here at 34 degrees and rainy. Dusting of snow got melted, northwest part of the county. Got 4 inches. Oh, that's cool. Dave, happy Martin Luther King Day to you.
Happy Martin Luther King.
Yeah. Thanks for that. You bet.
There you go. I'm
hoping you were the one that asked that question.
Probably.
Hey guys, New York is here.
The Beamer, huh?
Yeah, Beamer checking in. Good evening, guys. York, PA. Checking in. 26 degrees. It's starting to snow. 2 to 4 inches. If you're a Giants fan, you're a real happy guy right now. I'm just saying.
Giants?
Isn't it the Giants? Who's playing? No, it's not the Giants.
Buffalo.
It's the Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo.
Buffalo chicken wings.
Yeah, Buffalo chicken wings are playing. That's where they came from. If you're a Giants fan, you just hated your whole season. 41 North Carolina, we missed the snow. We did too. I know it was crazy. I had my snow blower all set up and ready to go. And no. What's up, fellas? From Cincinnati, just picked up a Gladen RC 105 C4 for $350. Can't wait to get it in the truck.
Very nice.
Yeah, no doubt.
Very nice.
That's Steelers.
Go Gladen.
Steelers fan. Oh, so you're yelling at the TV like in full force
right now?
Yeah,
you're just like probably. Just don't punch the TV. I've seen so many people punching it. Like, why would you do that?
I know, because you're dumb.
You know,
so,
like
my first employer in car audio, place I worked at, AV Car Stereo, JJ, the owner, was from Pittsburgh, and so if you're from Pittsburgh, you just have it. It's like you can't help but have to love the Steelers.
You have to.
Okay. I made so many Steelers things. Like when his son was born, I had they had this logo at the time. I made this 8-foot version of it that hung up on the wall.
Yeah.
It's just the homework that he created during football season for himself, all the papers that he had to read, and just like overanalyze every ounce and watch the game 3 times. I mean, it was just, I'm like, can't you just enjoy it? We would, the only reason why we would keep a tab on the game was just to know the mood on Monday. And I come in like, bro, they got robbed. Hey guys, 1 degree up here. It doesn't matter where you're at, Marty, because if it's 1 degree, I don't want to go. I don't. No. There's just
that's just crazy, man.
This really, there's no snow at the moment, but I mean, geez, you sent me enough pictures. I know how it's going to turn out. It's not going to be good in the end.
Michigan,
6 degrees in Michigan, and a foot of snow on the ground. That's what I'm talking about, because that's what I remember when I was a child, a wee young lad.
Yeah.
Playing in the snow and not having to do anything too exciting.
Very nice.
How to eliminate turn on pop sound, turning on and off my radio. I like 650 and
aftermarket full channel.
Okay, wait for a software update. It's going to be the easiest answer for you on that one. Really, turn on pop. So Okay, it depends on what it is, because I don't know what it is, but like for the last, okay, so every Alpine radio that has come out since the 650 has had a turn-on pop. Eventually, it gets like the 507 had a turn-on pop. The only ones that didn't were the 509. The 509 was actually perfect. It was really weird, but everything else has always had a turn-on pop. The volume's been too loud. So what I would suggest is always just keep an eye out for an update. There's definitely going to be one. The 650 over its lifespan, which was like 4 or 5 years, got several updates, major updates. And I'm sure the 670 will probably follow along. Now, there's a couple things you can do to find out what is causing it. In this case, it was usually signal. It had nothing to do with turn on, delay, or anything like that. It was just literally just. So you can try a few things with the remote turn on. So for example, disconnect the remote turn on, okay, and have someone get in the car and turn it on and count to like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and connect the remote turn on back up. See if that solves it. Basically what you do is you're giving your car time to power up. If that like solves it, Metra makes a device. Do we know where we have that? I don't know. Do we know what it's called?
I don't remember what it's called.
Metra makes a device. We did a video on it. I don't remember what the heck it's called. That it gives you variable turn on and off delay for that. You just literally hit a button and it tells you. So in one of the product review section, in the product review on YouTube, we have it's a pop eliminator of some kind. I don't remember what it's called. Just type in Metra turn on pop. And that'll give you that. But anyways, that's probably where you're at on that one. So 12 degrees. All right, guys, listen. You're making me feel really bad. Not really, because that would require me to have emotions of some kind. But according to my wife and daughter, I don't have those. So look, it's 66. It's freezing here, guys. Like, whew. Any new DSP products from Audio Control? No.
I don't think so.
No. 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 Not yet. That's the easiest way to just look at that. I mean, they just got done doing that big update, you know, that really kind of brought that thing back to life. And we're not going to see anything like that. So they're trying to do an upgrade now for the what's it called?
AXPS.
Yeah, pop stopper. So back to the question on the Alpine, do a search for Access, which is Metra's accessory company. It's the Access AX-PS. So anyways, Audio Control is working on a ton of new products. I think we're not going to see a lot of them until 2025. So, but yes, they're working on the DMRTA software right now. So that is a big push there. There's a lot of things that they have in the works, but you're probably not going to see any of that until 2025. The girls are in California. So, and they got stuck there. So their flight got canceled. So they won't be home. So that's why there was no show yesterday. But yes, yeah. And speaking of that, let me just let's slow it down here for a second because we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. First things first. Hey guys, we do this little Facebook page called the 12 Volt Clean Wire Club. A lot of you guys are members there. Thank you. We try to have some fun there. And every week, Fernando scours the page and finds the 12 Volt Clean Wire Club photo of the week. This is definitely a marine system.
I don't know what it is, man. It's cool.
It looks like power.
It's a lot.
It looks like power supplies of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very nice, clean install there. Multi-battery.
Mr. Noah did that install.
Mr. Noah. There you go. That section is brought to you by the fine folks at Metra. You can find it at metraonline.com, where they make two different RCA power distribution blocks. You have the Tpec, one of my personal favorites, and then the brand new Tsunami. Just came back, brand new, old, new, revisited.
Yep.
Tsunami, I just had the pleasure of digging through the Tsunami catalog this weekend. A lot of awesome things there. I really like all the wire just comes covered in flex, so you don't have to do any of that.
Yeah,
crap.
comes
So,
with labels,
it's all
ferrules,
really nice.
everything.
But anyways, thank you so much for them. Make sure to head over to their website, metroonline.com, and check them out. Or you just go to tsunami.com, or you go to Tpec. I think it's like tsunamionline.com and tpeconline.com. Anyways,
you can go to metroonline.com. You will find it.
You'll find them all there. That's the best place to go for that. Okay. Now, knowing that, we need to come over here, and I need to turn this on. Not that. We need to turn that on. Hey, guys. Have you heard the news? Do you follow Focal-America or Focal America on Instagram? You should, because you get to learn about all their cool new products. Or you can just follow over
Yes, there.
Or you can just go over to focal-america.com where you can find out about the new ES165 KX3E for Evo. That's right. We have the new frac tweeter. It's pretty awesome. But it's the evolution of the speaker. Check them out. You find them at focal-america.com along with all the other cool Focal products.
I love Focal. It's awesome.
You know, it's always one of those things where REW updated as well with slightly different GUI with some. It's like big software like that. When that stuff updates, it's just so annoying because it's like I got to learn what all this crap is again. But yeah, so lots of fun. Lots of fun. All right. You guys use a lot of Exelon products, but do you ever use the subwoofer? If so, how are they? So
I'm gonna say not a lot.
We don't use
but we
a lot.
Install them.
I really like their 212 and 112 loaded enclosures that they have. Mm-hmm. And then when I'm talking to customers, because we don't do a lot of like boxes, but anytime I have the opportunity to put one of those in, I typically will, just because they're so versatile. And they sound really good. But we have some of our suppliers, some people that we supply that love their shallow mount, the little weird box that they make for the shallow mount. They just they think they're the best things ever. We've really never used them because I have other things that I like, and we just kind of move on. But no, they're nice. It's what you would expect them to be. Okay. Are the Phoenix head units for the Toyota Tundra 2 gens worth the money, or do you recommend something else? So this is one of those categories that it's a minefield. Okay, it's a minefield for all parties involved because it's so hit or miss. The Phoenix radios as a whole, I'm sure if you go in and read some of the comments, you're going to get either it's the most amazing thing ever or God, please stay away from it. Which is true for a lot of these brands like that. I've never used the Phoenix, but we have a strict policy here in the store that if you show up with any of these, not just that, we don't touch them because I don't want to get to know you that well. And if it breaks or it doesn't work, a lot of the times these things don't sound good at all. Like they're made for features. Like they are made to do features. Sound quality is a secondary thing. I mean, I remember one of the big ones when they first started coming out years ago, like 5 years ago. It was like, how do these things? They're like, sound. Yeah, we're working on that. And it took like 5 years before they actually got them to sound good. So that's the problem, is that any time somebody promises the kitchen sink, man, it's the wrong sink. Hi, Haley.
Hello.
But no, we just try to stay away from those. I'm gonna pull this one up. Need help. He needs help.
Okay.
You can.
Please 1-800 or 911. That's the place to go.
Trading in my 9-speaker 2021 Mustang for 2021 with BO 12 speaker. How do I get the sub signal to my aftermarket amp? Do I need one of those pack sub amp sub pro FD 21s or something else? Only want to add. No, only want to add sub. No. So unfortunately, no. That's a to B system. So that would be an FD 31. And they don't make a sub pro in that category because they can't. You have to remove the amplifier to do BO systems in that particular car. So the things you're going to run into is you're going to have to tap the factory subwoofer with, hopefully the amplifier you're using has a high level to low level built into it. If not, you'll have to buy Nice high level to low level adapter, something like the audio control LC1i is pretty good. Or if you want to go for an epicenter, go for the epicenter micro. But you're also going to have to contend with some of those Mustangs have fake engine noise. Some, not all. It just depends on which one you got. There's some microphones in the car that might need to be disconnected. So the best bet would be to go onto one of those forums and find one of those guys that's done one of these. Typically on those systems, we're tearing the whole thing out. So we don't really add a sub to those all that often. But there is no Amp Pro for that. You're just going to go to the sub or the front door. It just really depends on which subwoofer it has in it. Mustang is always the weird one. Mine does not. Perfect. Oh, he's talking about this guy, this right here. You got to have the first part of the question. Need help. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry. My bad. But no, if it doesn't have ANC, then you're all good. Just hook it up and call it a day. Or get a high level to low level adapter. So there's a lot of things that could have meant. So the answer to this question, Travis, is no, very little. Very little. We've had a couple guys bring some stuff in, but other than that, not really. A lot of the guys, when they shop here, they buy stuff from us. So we don't get a lot of over-the-counter, or we don't get a lot of stuff brought in. It's not all that common because a lot of those guys are, noise canceling. Okay, cool. As long as it doesn't have noise canceling, you're all set. And just tap the speaker and call it a day. Just got my Gladiator kit installed. It rocks.
Very nice.
Of course, Bill. Why wouldn't it? I know exactly what it sounded like. Hello from Dallas-Fort Worth. Minus 200 degrees, or at least that's what it feels like. Mal, come on, that's man. Crazy. It ain't that bad. Would the LC LC2i Pro work to get the LC1i instead? Either one of them will do the job. So if you got a line on one or the other, go for it. The LC2i Pro comes with a bass knob, so that's kind of a cool feature.
Mm-hmm.
So personally, I like the Epicenter Micro for $100 more, because that way at least I have something to make the bass sound better if it sucks.
Restore something.
No, just give me some boom, man. I want the boom. So that's what I would look into if it were me. Hi, Ada. I was told you can have two sets of subwoofers playing different frequencies. Does this result in frequency cancellation? It can. Of course it can. It just depends. Okay, so there's always the opportunity for cancellation, right? It doesn't matter what you're doing. So let's look at this in a sequence, right? So like the focal's up there. You have a tweeter to mid-range. And the tweeter is going to play, in a case of a vocal, the tweeter is going to play down to 5,000. And then the mid-range is going to take it from 5,000 to 350. And then the mid-bass is going to take it from 350 to 80. And then the subwoofer would take it from 80 down to the lowest it can play. In some cases, if let's say you have a low frequency subsonic subwoofer, one that is creating like a big 18 in the back, that's just, okay, you might stop that subwoofer from 80 to, let's say, 40, 45, 35, and then 35 all the way down to as low as could possibly go might be the next subwoofer, the one that's just creating low frequencies in the back. That's kind of how you do it. Now, if you're like, I'm going to put 10s and 12s in there, and I'm going to play these 10s at this frequency and these 12s, and there's going to be overlapping frequencies. At that point, now you have to align them. You have to phase correct them for the issues that you're going to have. So that's where it gets difficult. So can you do it? Yes. Are you going to run into some problems? Possibly. More than likely. But yeah, it's all good. Oh, inside a car, lots of things can happen. Yes. All right, you pull up the other one. How are Diamond Audio 6.5-inch speakers? Well, if I was Brian Piper, I would tell you they are the most amazing 6.5s you'd ever going to hear. But I'm not, and I don't know. We really haven't done anything with Diamond other than like we have the Diamond subwoofer in Haley's car right now, still rocking that. It's a quality speaker. I mean, if you're just like, hey, I want to try them out, try them out. I mean, go for it. What do you think, or have you heard of?
You okay?
Yeah. No, I've not heard of that brand. So I guess I don't have any thoughts. I've never heard of it. No.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
Nick had it.
Nick had it?
Nick Apicella.
Oh.
Had those.
Was that the expensive ones?
Acutone, yeah.
Oh. Call Nick Apicella.
Audio Systems install few of them. So yeah.
Yeah, those
apparently
are
they're pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, they're expensive as hell. So yeah, go for it.
Right? What about that one?
Have you had any experience? Oh, we already answered that. We already answered that.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Flight got canceled. Drumroll. Weather. We get to listen in. Ew, yes. Haley and Sue's flight got canceled as well.
That sucks.
Okay. Do I need to change my tune settings on my JBL DSP 4086 amp that you tuned for me when adding the ACM 1300 amp to an 8-inch sub in the trunk? The tune setting? No, you should be okay with the tune setting. You may need to turn down the volume, the output, like go into the settings for the subwoofer and turn it down. Although, if you're gonna be running high level no, you wouldn't, because you're gonna be running high level in the 1300. Because it's not like you're going RCAs, and that can handle up to 40 volts of input.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're fine. Just look it up. Yeah, no, it'll work out. Dean, drink coffee for that cough and eat steak to live longer. I mean, you're probably right. I mean, let's be honest. Like, you're probably right. Okay. I gotta get my coffee.
Yeah.
All right. When adding a sub, can you use a key lock in line with the Epicenter Micro, or just use one or the other? Ooh. All right. The winner of the cool question of the day is you. But before we do that, I'm going to drop that guy right here. This segment is brought to you by the fine folks at Audio Control, makers of the Epicenter Micro. Who doesn't love the Epicenter? I love the Epicenter. I love what it does. If you're unfamiliar with it and you're pasty like myself and you listen to 70s and 80s rock music, you will love the Epicenter because it'll take that rock music and make it have some balls. Big hairy. Anyways, yes, this is one of those great questions because depends on the car. So this is where like having an RTA to do installation is like the best thing ever. Because if you were to take an RTA, an electrical RTA, like the IRTA2 that we sell from DNF Tool Drawer, it's totally a shameless plug. But no, the truth is, if you take an RTA and you connect it to the output of whatever it is you're going to be connecting your subwoofer up to it, and you play pink noise, and then you're going to look at what is coming out of the speaker you chose. All right. More than likely, it's gonna start at 20 and it's gonna go up like this and down like that, and it's gonna look like crap. Okay, so if you were to take a key lock and attach that to it, what that's gonna do is that's gonna help filling in all this nonsense that's missing there and try to make the sub sound the best, as flat as it possibly can, so that you just don't have a lot of boingy, over EQ'd subwoofer bass. You know, because your sub might not like what's coming out of the factory. Okay, you might not care. But if you're in the carry mood, then yes, putting a key lock in front of it will allow you to not have to use the Epicenter Micro to fix some of the nonsense that the factory subwoofer output is doing, and or whatever speaker you've chosen. So yeah, it's a really good idea. A lot of people won't do it because then they're like, oh, I got to spend all this money to do this. And the problem is you're looking at a $380 solution almost. At $380, you're so close to just buying a DSP, like a Helix Micro or something like that. Then again, if you're just adding a sub, it's totally worth it. But You're just so close. Now, one thing you could do if you want to save some money, which who wants to do that, is you could take the key lock, straighten it out, and then just go with the regular epicenter. So you just do the competition epicenter that just has the one knob. It's cheaper. It's a little bigger. It doesn't give you the dual bass. You'd have to put the subwoofer level control for the amplifier and the epicenter knob there.
It's only low level.
Well, you put a key lock in front of it.
Okay.
Dude, you're not paying attention.
Not
Don't
at
chime
all.
in.
I'm sorry.
That's
the reason why I don't talk. See that?
Yeah, you weren't paying attention. Like, I got this.
Never mind. Sorry. My bad.
But anyways.
Stay in your lane, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you throw up another one for us?
Okay, there you go.
Hey, just want to let you know, Trinidad is in the house. Okay, this is Bill again. If I go epicenter, do I still want to tap into front doors before or after stock amp? You're going to be going, you got to go after the amplifier in this install because it's A to B. It's going to be a digital, an A to B connection, which is a digital between the radio and the amplifier. So unlike the previous, so it should be that. Okay. But yeah, you're going to go after the amplifier. Tapping the front doors, if that's where the subwoofer is, yeah, it's because some of those actually have subs in them. So if you got the big subs in the trunk, no, tap that. But otherwise, yeah, tap the front doors. Done any newer Kia Forte GTs come in? Would love to see how you guys would make an amp rack for it.
We done one.
Did we?
Yes. I think 2 of them.
Have we?
Yes. We didn't film it.
Amp under the seat, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Amplifier under the seat.
Well, tell you what, if one does come in here in the next couple months, we'll definitely give it a go with the old camera.
Yeah.
And when you guys ask for cars like that, when we do have them come in, that's when we turn on the camera and film them.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, go ahead. Drop my cap. Hey, Dean and Fernando.
Hey.
I've owned my 1986 Pontiac Trans Am with factory premium sound. Okay. It has a gain slider on the dash with 4x6s in the dash, 4x6s behind, and 5 1/4 subs below the rear, 4x6 on both sides with plastic enclosures. Yeah, it's an 86. Have you guys ever seen that? Yeah, dude. I started working in 1990, dude.
I don't know, man.
I mean, 86. Yes, I worked on so many of those cars. Have you ever seen the Berlinetta version?
The what?
It's called a Berlinetta. So the Berlinetta,
what is that?
It was a Camaro version. I don't know. They just called it the Chevy Berlinetta, and it was basically a Camaro / Trans Am, whatever. And instead of having a radio in the dash, okay, it had a shaft that came out of the dash like this, and sitting on top of it was this stereo that came up like this. You could take it and you could turn it.
Oh, I see some pictures
had a cassette
of that.
deck.
Yeah.
An old a boombox cassette deck where you'd open it up and you drop the cassette. Oh my God, what a nightmare! Everyone that bought one of those cried so bad. We're like, can we put a radio in this? No. But it was a nightmare. Oh my gosh. The only thing that sucked as much as that was the Pontiac Sunfire. Pontiac Sunfire had this little tiny square radio like this big.
Okay.
And it was like, why did you do that? Like, it was the stupidest thing ever. It was just a little tiny, like 3.5 by 3.5 cube in the dash. It was so dumb. But they've done some really stupid things. And then if you go back even further to the 70s, they would mount the radios vertical. So when you get the Impala that had the radio going up and down, and of course all the guys would come in and be like, "Yo, man, I'll get some boom in my drop," and you're like, "Okay," mount it under the dash. It's a lot of fun. All right, Bill's chatty today. I couldn't find anything about tapping into the sub, which I do have. I thought that was the right move, but couldn't find color or anything. Sorry to blow your. Okay, so all right, real simple. If the subs are in the back, unplug them. Okay, unplug them. Take a 9-volt battery or a drill battery, something 9 volts. Okay, so it's gonna be a battery, and get a flashlight or take the rim off, take the positive and negative wire and go to the speaker. And if it goes this way, out, it's positive. If it goes this way, it's in, it's negative. Look at the two colors of the wire, and then you'll know which one is positive and negative, because when it moves out, it's positive. So you tap it, it'll go in, go out. So it's the simplest way to test for what's positive and negative. And the reason why you're unplugging it is because you're going to send voltage into the subwoofer, and you don't want it to backfeed into the amplifier. So pretty simple. I say that, I know it's not. I know. Yeah. Any idea on how I can put Apple CarPlay in my 2016 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trailhawk? I got the 8.4-inch touchscreen. So many ways. There are so many ways. You're trying to keep the factory radio? Oh, God, please don't. But other than that, it's got the 8.4-inch touchscreen. Hold on. Do this. Let me shut that off for a second. Could you hide the current comment for me? I'm going to put up a screen right here. This right here. Pack-audio.com does not make anything. However, actually, you know what? They might now. But maestro.idatalink.com, metroonline.com, these three here at the top, okay? Those are the places you're going to go, and you're going to type in make, model, and year of your car, and they're going to give you all the options that are available for your 2016. There is going to be something available for it, I guarantee you. You just might have to buy a specific radio to fit that. Okay, hold on. Stevie G says, Sunfire, LOL. Similar setup in the full-size Chevy trucks of the same era. At least the trucks got radio parts. Well, but the truck was fun because the truck was a three-piece. So you had, and it was different but similar. It was very similar but different, right? Yeah, but the truck was a three-piece. So you'd have the cassette in the center of the dash, the amplifier up by the gas pedal, and then the radio on the top. And then you'd have to take all that crap out and put the pocket in if you had a customer who was cool enough to pay the $10 for the pocket, and then drop that CD cassette player in at that wonderful angle where it was almost impossible to see when the sun hit it. And of course, the CD player was probably going to skip. Nah, loved it. Never did one. Oh, no. So, okay. So here we go. I get it. So iData is going to talk to the car, and give you all those temperature controls into the radio. So you're going to buy an iData compatible radio, as well as if said it's going to be a iData solution for sure. Otherwise, Metro is probably going to have a two-piece unit where they like put things in different places. But if iData makes one, that's the one you want to go with. Oh yeah, dumbest car I ever worked on, Maserati. Yeah, those were definitely sucky. Bentleys were fun. That's where I learned it. The rear deck is not the rear deck; it's the package tray. Because when you call tech support, or when I had to call and find out where the Alpine controller for their screen was, because they had a little flip-up screen in the center of the dash. So, and the guy's like with a snooty British accent, "What are you talking back deck?" It's like rear deck. It's called the luggage. Door card. Hey guys, I need your help. Got Kenwood 376 BT, Audison 12.4 BT. Ooh, bit. Audison two ways up front. Coaxials in the rear. Don't get enough volume from 25 or 30. What could it be? It feels like waste of money. I mean, you bought a 30. You bought a really expensive amplifier, but you bought a really cheap radio. Why would you do that? Because that's like a bad move. At this point, what you may want to do is just go high level out of the radio into the amplifier. That's probably going to be your easiest solution. Just run just go high level. Don't do RCA, or get a better radio. Because I mean, the 376 BT is not really what I would pair up with that. I would have done a 9 series. I get it. It's money. But you have a very expensive amplifier that's awesome, but a very cheap radio that's powering it. So that was a bad move. But at this point, the solution would probably be to just go high level directly into the amplifier. I'd still just get a better radio. I mean, that's kind of where we're at on that one. Yeah. What's up, Chris? Can you put 6.5s in the door that have a 6-inch mounting depth to replace the factory 6.5s that has a mounting depth of 4 inches? No, because the door is probably not even 6 inches deep. But no, if you only have a mounting depth of 4 inches, the reason why that's on there is because there's a window or a piece of metal behind there, and you probably can't come out an extra 2 inches. I don't think that would be possible. You could build a door pod on the outside of the door and do it, but as far as trying to get it to fit in the factory location, that's pretty deep. It's pretty deep. Plus, if it's 6 inches of mounting depth, you're going to need one hell of a bracket to hold that thing in place because it's going to swing. So, yes, definitely want the Kenwood XR. Should have got a Kenwood XR, 100%. I mean, the best one is the 1057, but I mean, I get it. But yeah. Hold on a second. All right, I'm going to answer that. Hello, I have a 2023 Ford Raptor and want to do a total audio overhaul, but cannot put subs under the seat, only behind the seat. Do I want to redo the whole interior cab? What speakers and amps? All right, so I'm going to refer you to a good friend of mine over at Sounds Good Stereo. They have a box that they build that goes behind the seat. I don't know if it works on the 2023, but I would give Sage and the boys a call over there and see what they can come up with for you. Because if the box fits, then that'll solve your issue and you'll be all set and ready to go. So that would be the easiest way to answer that one. All right, I'm going to pull this one up here. How do I chamfer the exterior edge of my PVC door speaker mounts towards the inner door area without a router? Do you know how to do this? Really? I bet you do.
How?
Sandpaper. Just sand it. Just sand it until you get the angle you want. I mean, if you don't have a router, you can go buy a sheet of sandpaper, get some 80 grit sandpaper. You'll make some short work of PVC in no time flat. So what we have for just such an instance like this.
What's that, Eduardo?
Oh, yeah. I moved it over here with the sandpaper. So this is a belt sander blade connected to just a piece of wood. And this allows us to do something like that when we go, I can't get a router. It's not that we don't have a router. There's 3 routers right there. But we just can't. It's too late. So we'll just sand it and get it the way we want it. But yes, that's how you do it. Sandpaper. Okay. Sorry. I feel, What do you got? Let's slow this down here. Hey, what do you think of high-end? What do you think of high-end audio systems? Examples: Zapco, Amp, ESP, or Moscone, etc. With in terms of sound clarity, punch, music, definition, etc., compared to typical installs. Mind-blowing, or so? Yeah. Okay. Obviously, we hear a lot of stuff, right? Would you agree? We hear an amazing amount of product that comes through the doors. I mean, you're looking at the Moscone 830 there, the Moscone 6 to 10 there, 2 Audio Frog amps are there, a bunch of audio control stuff. You got the Ground Zero uranium amplifier there. There's a significant difference between high quality products and okay products. Okay. It just depends what you're going for. All right. So, for example, I'm going to say it like this, and this is just to kind of, So when we were working on the Brax system in the Porsche that we did, the Brax tweeters like $3,000 for a set of those tweeters, $3,000 for a set of tweeters. Most of you guys are like, hey, no way, I'm doing that. Okay. So there was a guy on the parking lot. That's one of Paul's customers, and he's a big speaker by the pound guy. He just finished doing this guy's car. And we went out there because it was loud as shit. And I had the tweeter was in my pocket because I was working on something. It was the safest place to put it. So I just put it in my pocket. And we went out there and we looked at the truck. He's got a wall, some custom made subwoofers. It was impressive as hell. And some 2x4 looking doors and whatnot, looking ratty as shit. And he's like, bro, what do you guys think? I said, dude, this is pretty intense. And I said, hey, you want to see something cool? He's like, yeah. So I pull out this tweeter. I said, look at this. He goes, wow, that's a big tweeter. I said, yeah, you know how much this tweeter costs? He goes, no. I said, this is $3,000. Immediately says, you remember what he said?
What did he say?
This has got to be the loudest tweeter I've ever heard. I go, no, the dude, when we went out and listened to his truck, I had the Brax tweeter in my pocket. I pulled it out and I said, it's $3,000 tweeter.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes. Yeah. And he's like, he's got to be the loudest tweeter I've ever heard. No, and I was like, no, it's not. It's probably the quietest tweeter you've ever heard. He's like, why would somebody spend $3,000 on that? It's a different customer, right? Different customer. So your examples are all high-end audio equipment, and the people that can appreciate that or want to appreciate that are going to have a connection to those products, and they're going to be like, damn, this is what I want. And the people that are like, no, you know, that's ridiculous amounts of money, they're not going to appreciate it. They're always going to be something like, man, that ain't loud. Well, it's not what it's made for. Oh, that ain't clear. Compared to what? You know, there's those things. So if you appreciate the finer things in life, or whatever you think the finer things in life are, then that's cool, right? And then you're going to be like, this is awesome. I might not. I might be like, I have no idea. I don't even know what that is. Like, if you show up with a $200 steak, I'm gonna look at you and go, is it good? And they're like, this is like this. You know, I've been plenty of times. These goofballs are over there eating like steak and they're crying because it tastes amazing. It's lost on me. I can't do it. So, mind blown is, if you're ready and this is what you want, your mind will be blown. If you're expecting something else, or you have different expectations of what's going to happen, like that guy pull a $3,000 tweeter. It did nothing for him other than be like, who would buy that? That's like the dumbest thing ever, you know? And you're like, okay, no, you know. Or if you want a 5-channel amp that has 2,000 watts on the 5th channel, and I roll up and mine's got 300 watts, you're like, bro, what is that little piece of crap? It's a different thing. It's for a different person. So, yeah. There you go. No, Eduardo. Didn't even know it was going to happen. Oh, no, I did know it was going to happen. I don't have any more time to take off for that. So, it's Mary Lou. What's up? Chatty Bill here. Any chance my Mustang sub is a DVC? Looks like there are 4 wires on the connector. Yes, extremely good chance there it is. Most Fords are DVCs. Can't remember a time when they weren't. So yeah, it's a DVC for sure. Definitely.
Thank you for the 5, man.
Thank you, Trap House. What's the best 6x9 that comes to mind? Budget friendly. Please start using lithium in your vehicle installs. Say something, Fernando. We don't have the need for extra batteries. So, I mean, it's not like we're putting regular batteries in. We're not even putting batteries in. It's not needed. Anyways, budget-friendly 6x9. It's kind of a crazy one. If you're looking at Kenwood, all right? Kenwood's going to be your budget-friendly 6x9, both, and the Exelon line, for sure. Kicker, very budget friendly. The KS series, auto control, the new PNWs, very budget friendly 6x9s, and sound good. So there's 3 brands right there that make awesome 6x9s that sound really good, and are very budget friendly. Okay. Yeah.
Power base.
Plug and play. Plug and play power base.
Depends on your vehicle.
Depends on what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's the Tsunami equipment better than the Tpec. It's different. I don't think it's any better as far like the RCAs are different and better, better quality there. I mean, when I say that, we're just talking blocks, like the blocks
like
are
distribution blocks, so
different.
the whole line.
Yeah, I mean, there are differences between them. Like the Tpec stuff doesn't come fully braided. Whereas like the Tsunami stuff, you buy it in a box, and it's the whole piece of wire is already braided, so you don't have to sit there and do this crap. Right. And it comes with ferrules and shrink wrap and all that stuff. But Tpec also comes with labels also. So I think they complement each other. It just depends on what you're trying to do. Like Tpec has some really unique distribution blocks that Tsunami doesn't. Tsunami's more kind of old school in that regard. So yeah, but definitely like it because they're all small, which is cool. What would be a good recommended speaker for a 3.5-inch center channel speaker? I just get a set of C3s from Kenwood, Chris. I mean, that's you guys have those, right? I mean, that's what I would put.
They don't make a KS. I mean KS.
Well, it's gonna
Q class 3.5s.
No, they make Q class made up. Plus his blue. Remember, he needs a new set of speakers. Really,
that's what I'm saying. I mean,
well, it's going to depend on what he decides to go with for his other speakers. So, I mean, because if you want the stuff to match, right? You want the timbre, to all timbre. You want the timbre to match its tonalities. You know, you don't want a tweeter that's like this on the side and like this, and you want it all to kind of, you want. You don't want it to sound crappy. So once you decide what you're going to do for left and right, then the center channel should be of similar construction. Go
ahead. I'm the same way.
I would appreciate high quality audio if I was rich. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I feel the same way. I don't honestly listen to audio that much. I don't think I can listen to audio at home. I think I just piss off my neighbors.
Really?
Yeah, because I want to turn it all the way up.
That's what I do, man.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay. I recently got a tune on my system, and the house curve is flat from 200 hertz on up. I think that I like the Harman curve better. Am I playing with the head unit EQ, and I can get close?
And I can.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it. All right. So this is one of those new ways of thinking about DSP for some of you. The main EQ can do so if you have a DSP and you're EQing for left, EQing for right, and you get it to where your main for the left and right both match, okay? And everything plays the way it's supposed to. That's not the end of the road, right? For some cases. Some people it is. Some people that's like, this is exactly how I want it to sound. Very home audio-esque. You know, in a home audio system, it just turns on, it plays the way it is, and you just accept it for what it is, and everything is good, right? But for those of you that are a little bit more picky, if you do have an aftermarket head unit in there and it has an EQ, well, then there's no reason to not do a global EQ to everything. Just got to be careful, right? Because you don't want to push things too far. But there's usually enough room to do that. So I don't have a problem with that. I think it's perfectly fine. I mean, when we sell a DSP system and an aftermarket head unit, the aftermarket head unit's EQ is just set to flat. And then when we're doing our explanation at the end, we kind of talk about how can you use these things that you paid for, such as loudness or in the case of Kenwood, bass, which is like their epicenter feature. Or just use the EQ. You know, it's like, hey, it's here. What can I do with it? How can I make this sound better? And it's like, all right, well, here's some scenarios in which these work. You know, if you listen to talk radio, or if you listen to hip hop, or if you listen to classic rock, there are situations where you might want to make a different EQ setting. You can easily do that from the aftermarket radio, and just has a global EQ. So use the main EQ to get everything balanced out, and then use the radio's EQ to have fun with it.
I got a friend that he only put 2 frequencies.
Jeff adjusted 2 frequencies on his. He's like,
that's it.
Bye, bitches. Yeah. Hey,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get it. Hold on. She's right. She's very right. What's up, here. Sean? All right, pull back up the one that you put up. It was the green one.
Yeah,
it's
this
right
one.
There. That was that one. You always bring up EQing on the DSP. You're telling me there's no way possible to EQ SPL tweeters to sound like Brax tweeters? Fernando, say something. So, no. But you can EQ your loudspeakers to make them sound better. But you can't make them sound like a Brax tweeter. There's just no way. It's a totally different design.
Correct.
I mean, you're talking about something that has like an 1.5 inch voice coil compared to something that barely has a 1/2-inch voice coil. The control there will never be the same. However, at certain volumes, you can get those SPL speaker by the pound to sound really, really good. You know, because okay, decent. All right, I'll give you that. Not like, oh my god, but you know, just like, wow, those are pretty nice.
Yeah.
So yeah. But who would want to? Because I mean, you're buying those speakers to sound that way, right? Isn't that the?
I mean, that's the purpose,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah. I mean, you maybe turn them down, which I thought was weird. But since you guys hear a lot of these high-end systems, do you typically only sound good when you're sitting in one space, or they sound good when you're also actually driving down the highway? Driving down the highway is my goal. I want them to sound good while you're driving down the highway. So this is a question for you, Fernando. So take five and participate.
All right.
You have the DSP, you have the Sony, you have the Moscone, you have the Focal speakers.
Okay,
so you got basically you got an 8-inch sub in the back. What do you like to do? Do you like to just have it sound good while you're driving down the road? Do you like sitting in a parking lot? What is your thing?
My thing is when I'm driving and I'm dropping the kids off or whatever, just Bluetooth, man.
Okay.
Turn it all the way 45. 45 is the right number. And no, I'm not looking for that fidelity coming from this side or just like, oh my god, you know. No, I don't look for that because road noise and it's fast. It's not
okay.
But when I'm sitting in the parking lot and I really want to listen one song that you guys recommend or something like that I find, you know, from any event that we go, I definitely sit down and
pay attention to it.
Pay attention, connect my phone to my camera adapter, go to the USB DAC and listen to it. So other than that, when I'm driving, I just want to enjoy the system, you know. So
see, and I'm the opposite of that. Like I'm enjoying the system while I'm driving. Like I would, if
that doesn't mean that doesn't sound good.
No. What I'm saying, what you said, like you pair. No. I would always pair up the best way possible, play the best music possible, and I would pull over and be like.
Yeah, but keep in mind, some of these songs that we go into these events,
I get
they are like, bling, 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 bling. I'm not listening piano when I'm driving. Listen,
I'm in the center lane doing 45 miles an hour in a 55-mile-an-hour zone.
Really? Listen saxophone?
Yep.
No,
totally.
That's not.
Totally
that's
gay
not.
Saxophone, Candy Dolfer thing going on.
No, man. I'm going like, me gusta la gasolina. You know, like, don't go crazy, you know. Bad Bunny, like, yeah.
Okay. Well, anyways, there you go. There's two different thoughts on that one.
Yeah.
Does a pack? Oh, you know what? Before I'll answer this question, but hey, guys, we're talking about high-end audio quite a bit tonight, and it just kind of lines up perfect with who's been the sponsor for like the last 5 minutes, which is the Moscone-America.com. We've been talking about it all night. High-end audio. This is it for me. Like this, it's that amp right there. Ooh, one day, hopefully, just gonna put it in my car. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. That's a knee slapper. But anyways, if you want to put it in your car and have one of the best amplifiers on the planet, check it out. You can find all the awesome stuff at Moscone-audio.com. Best in class. Okay, does a Pack Amp Pro CH41 stop factory bass roll off of? Mine does not seem to. Can I tune it differently on a computer to help? Okay, so Amp Pro CH41 will only stop bass roll off on the outputs, RC outputs. So yes, if you take an electrical RTA and put it on a CH41 and you turn the volume up and down, it will go up and down perfectly flat. There's no more bass roll off. It is non-EQ'd. There's nothing going on. What you might be experiencing is a problem with the cabin in the vehicle or the box itself. But I can tell you it is not coming from the Amp Pro out of the RCA to any said speaker. It's not there. It's electrically flat. But that doesn't mean that the box isn't doing something weird and or the subwoofers are doing something weird. So
and the reason why he asks is because he has a 2017 Chrysler 300 with the 8.4 U-Connect.
Mhm.
Has different systems. Pull the LC2i Pro, put the Amp Pro, and it sounds good. It's just the bass. It doesn't sound the same.
it's not going to, because here's the other thing. Remember how I said it's perfectly flat? You just removed all the equalization from your system. Okay, so think about that for a minute. There was a gain that the factory system had put in there. It's not flat. There's a boost. When you use an Amp Pro or a Zen module, it strips away all of the equalization because they're under the assumption that you're going to put some of that back in via an epicenter or something with a bass boost on it, anything. But if you don't, that's where you run into the problem, is that you've just stripped all the boost from the factory radio out to get a flat signal, but you're not re-EQing it in any way. Okay, so that's where you run into the problem.
At that point, you probably only need the Sub Pro for you.
Well, yeah, but no, it's not going to help him either, because if you're still stripping out the audio. Okay? Right. What he's saying is that he's losing the boom that he had with the LC2i, because
it's still
the factory, the LC2i doesn't do anything to the factory signal. It doesn't flatten it out. It still has the EQ. So now your Amp Pro doesn't have any EQ. You have to put the EQ back in. We've talked about this extensively.
How did you add the EQ?
You buy a freaking EQ. Or you get an amp that has an EQ built into it. You need a bass boost.
Yeah.
Because you took out the bass boost.
Even with the epicenter.
You could do it with the epicenter.
Even with the epicenter still.
Right. Well, there again, the epicenter is not going to add in equalization. It's just going to add harmonics to the music.
That's what I'm saying. So at that point, what do? You add
an EQ.
A DSP?
Yes.
So it's more than an EQ, right?
Well, no, you could get a regular EQ. You go buy a $79 slide band EQ back there that has 3 subwoofer bands. I'm not saying it would be the best move, but you could do it.
Yeah.
You know, but I was under the impression that the Amp Pro stopped the factory bass limiting. It does, but there again, you took out all the equalization. So there is no bass limiting going on. You just lost your EQ from it. So kind of stinks. But that's always been much better with epicenter, but certain music sounds horrible. And there again, with the epicenter, you're adding in some harmonics to the music. So some of the music will sound better, and others of it will get all fat and sloppy. You just need some form of an EQ in there. And this is a problem. There's no question about it, because if you're just doing sub, it's kind of disappointing sometimes if you don't get an amp that doesn't have some form of bass boost built into it. Cartfield recommends Boss for my SQ system. Yeah, I could see that. If I was to get a Blackbird, how long does it take to tune 2017 F-150 with Sony? Depends. It could take an hour. It could take 4 hours. There's no really like in and out. Awesome. DSP in the works. Thanks for the help. There you go. Simple solution. DSP. Everyone should have DSP. Right? Shouldn't we all?
Everybody should have a DSP.
I don't know. Hey guys, that's it. That's the time. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'd like to thank our show sponsors tonight, Audio Control, of course, makers of the Epicenter Micro and the Epicenter, just both of them. You can have them all. And Focal. They have their brand new line of K2s out. Woo, 2-way and 3-way. Get excited for sure. And then, of course, our good friends at Moscone Gladen with just all the awesome stuff. AB, DSP, aerospace. Ooh, we'll talk more about aerospace later.
What is the other one?
Pro. Yeah, Pro. So you do a whole Pro system. That's what we need. You need to do a whole Pro system. Do the Pros, that amp there, this 8 to 10 or 6 to 10 Pro. Do the Pro speakers. Anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves. It's Monday, which means we got a whole week to look forward, full of fun and excitement. Not really. But for those of you guys that want to tune in during the week, ask questions, and do fun stuff like that, make sure you follow us over on Instagram. That's where we do a lot of that stuff during the week. We'll be back here Friday morning, do the news at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You'll be able to find me Thursday night on the Hi-Fi Vega Network, where we'll be talking about movies, music, and more. And then, of course, Saturday, we're back here doing what we do. And yes, for those of you that are watchers of The Boring Life of Dina Haley, we will have a show Sunday. She'll be back in town. We get to do that. It's pretty cool.
Telling you all about this stuff.
She's going to tell us all our stuff. She's got because they did the coast to coast run. So she's got 20 medals, it seems like.
Make sure you ask about this, what was it, hot dog? That was
corn dog.
There you go.
I'm just going to call it a corn dog.
Make sure you ask
about the corn dog. Yeah, for sure.
That's it.
But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, as always. You guys have a wonderful night. Go Bucks.
Bye, guys.
See ya.